Mob Psycho 100 is, without a doubt, my favorite anime of all time. Heck, it may as well even be my favorite show of all time. Probably my favorite thing I've ever seen on TV of all time. Everything about it is a 10 out of 10 for me. The enjoyable, surprisingly relatable characters, the fun story that subverts your expectations all while keeping you engaged, the excellent voice cast that never gets dull nor annoying, and the music. But nothing pales in comparison to what I believe to be the best aspect of the show, the animation. In fact, I would go as far as to say that Mob Psycho 100 is, in fact, the peak of animation.
If everyone is not special, maybe you can't be what you want to be. So let's my back!
Now, when I say the peak of animation, I don't mean that, you know, this is it. Animation will never get any better than this. Nah, that would actually be pretty stupid. What I do mean, however, is that, to me at least, Mob Psycho 100 represents the culmination of what animation has been leading up to. Everything in the history of animation all comes to this point. And the animators know this. There's a great video by the anime pope himself, Mother's Basement, which provides examples of this. I'll link in the description. But what I want to focus on is what makes the animation in Mob Psycho 100 so good and why that even matters. Let's start by going over something that every animator knows by heart. The 12 Principles of Animation. The 12 Principles is a set of guidelines developed to help animators better understand how to bring their characters to life. There's a link to another video in the description, this time by Alan Becker, which explains them in full if you're interested. He's the same guy that made the Stickman animations. Now, these principles are just that. Principles. They aren't necessarily rules that you have to follow, more just something that is good to understand and have in the back of your mind while animating. So, does Mob Psycho 100 contain such principles? I mean, yeah, why else would I bring it up? We have squash and stretch, anticipation, staging, straight ahead and pose to pose action, follow through and overlapping action, slow in and out, arcs, secondary action, timing and motion, exaggeration, solid drawing, and finally, appeal. Anyways, the reason I bring these principles up is because a surprising amount of them are lacking in a lot of modern animated TV shows out there. I mean, yeah, you have those awful animated adult shows where it's all motion tween and the designs are unappealing, but that's low-hanging fruit. If you look at any modern anime out there, you might notice something off about it. Where's the expression? The movement? Why is everyone just standing still? Why are his lips so stiff? What's going on here? Here's a little experiment to try at home. Go watch a random episode of a random anime and see how many scenes you can spot where the characters are just standing around flapping their 3 frames of lip movements. It's surprisingly common. This isn't meant to be an insult, by the way. Most anime just prioritize having pretty still shots over expressive motion, and that's fine. What I do want to point out, however, is that Mob Psycho 100 prioritizes the exact opposite. Every second of this anime feels like something is happening, even if it's something just as simple as Reagan eating a burger or Reagan doing literally anything. There's a clear attempt at making everything feel, well, animated. Also, as a side note, the show does also have the advantage of having simple character designs that are easier to animate than most anime characters. I'm looking at you, Rocky. Like, seriously, David Productions is gonna go bankrupt trying to animate Part 7. Look at all those horses! Another thing that Mob Psycho 100 does well is it makes the most of literally everything in the most imaginative way possible. Along with keeping things moving at all times, this show manages to pack almost every scene with clever symbolism and visual gags. The scene of Mob's head becoming the same head shown on the posters will never not be funny to me. This is even something that happens in more grounded and serious scenes. In scenes like this, it's almost as if the world is being formed into what the characters are feeling at the time. Like their emotions bleed out and affect everything around them. It's honestly genius. I love media that do this kind of stuff, and I wish it was done more often because it's so cool. Not only does it convey the current mood of the scene or the characters expertly, but for a moment, it lets the audience see things from their perspective. Mob feels enraged at this moment, and you can really feel it. Reagan is having an identity crisis, and so is the viewer watching. Anyways, that's just scratching the surface of what this show is capable of visually. After all, that's just covering one medium of animation. So like, I don't know if you noticed this by now, but Mob Psycho 100 isn't just a traditionally 2D animated serialized TV anime. It's also stop motion, CGI, pencil sketches, pixel animation, whatever this is. Paint on glass, which might I stop this bit just to say paint on glass is seriously the most painful way to animate something. I'm surprised they use it as much as they do. Like, calm down, guys. Me and the boys at Studio Bones getting ready to bruise our hands again after more paint on glass animation. I think you can kind of see what I'm getting at when I say that Mob Psycho 100 literally wears animation on its sleeve. Not only do the animators utilize and understand the 12 principles of animation, but they prefer to use it in creative and imaginative ways. Much of which you don't see on TV that often, or even movies for that matter. So much so that they even dive into other styles and mediums whenever it fits the scene. And that is why I think that Mob Psycho 100 is the peak of animation. This one took quite a while, as you might have noticed. I rewrote this script about 3 times, and even now, I don't like it. I feel probably the part of it that I think is the worst is my delivery. I was kind of stuck between doing the deadpan voice the whole time and doing the more chipper voice the whole time. But let me know what you guys thought. Whichever one you prefer. If you prefer me to be more like monotone and chill, or if you prefer me to be excited and wow, you know, because I could go either way, but I just don't know which one sounds better. Regardless, I really want to start doing stuff like this more often, and I feel like after this video, after I kind of break the mold a little and get more into it, I can start making more content like this. Leave a comment as well saying what you thought, or if you agree with me or not, or literally just say anything. I enjoy reading comments, even the bad ones. Next video will probably be about Kill La Kill, but no promises, no promises. But yeah, that's all I got for now. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe if you like subscribing. Go watch Mob Psycho 100, and I'll see y'all some other time. Ja Metta.